Could you explain the plus sign in front of event target dataset index again?
When you get back something from the data set, it's going to be a string, right? Like a string 5. And I need that to be a number, not a string, right? So if I put plus string 5, I get back the actual number of 5.
Okay, so it coerces it into an integer. Sure.
Yeah. So you could have also just said parse int, and 5 and comma 10, which means you want it to be in base 10, and that would give you the same thing as well. But plus signs is far less work, so. Very well, they might be something like this. Dot bind this here.
Yeah.
So.
And then adding index to that call.
Yeah, and you could have done this as well, right? For sure, and then not had the data set here. So then this would have worked like this instead of getting an event. It would have been an index like this, and then you would have just been calling index. Yes, this works. So let me tell you why people have historically not done this, and then I'll tell you why that's silly that people haven't done it this way. So this does work. People did not used to do this because this, calling bind, used to be very expensive. Like, far more expensive than you would have ever expected. It used to be one of the slowest things you could do in Chrome. Now, about 2 years ago, Chrome fixed this and made .bind much faster. But why is this different from doing it in the constructor? This is different because every time I call render, this is calling bind, right? And if that was really slow, that means you slowed down your renders, which means that you're slowing down the performance of your entire application. So people have established the best practice of don't do it this way. But the good news is they fixed it. It is much faster now, and so this does actually work okay. But we still have to deal with old browsers. And so in old browsers, this is still really slow. So it works, and it's slow. It's creating and destroying functions every single time that you run this, which hooks do now anyway, so I'm not really too sure if that's a big deal anymore. But the real answer to that question is the .bind ends up being expensive.